0.9939. That's not too
Well,
bad.
there's way more Frax ETH in there than last time.
Oh, dude,
Hockey
it's just,
stick.
it's just growing. Like you'll see the hockey stick on the next graph, my friend. But I want to highlight here is currently right now there are 66% of the supply in Curve, this pool to be specific, and the unique thing is that last week we're also at 65%. So people are literally just hanging out in this Curve pool because of the flywheel. And as you can see on Convex, it's projected at 10% APR. So pretty
It's me.
lit.
I'm people.
Exactly, that's you. Yes, DeFi Dave is just chilling in there.
I am
But
chilling in there for the rest of the bear market.
yeah, I mean it's nice and cozy in there. I can't deny it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna show you. Let's look at the count. The count right now is at 24,000 ETH, Mr. Dave.
Wow.
24,000 ETH has been put into the Frax ETH contract. That is a plus 41% from last week. Like, this is the one thing that I feel is getting true product market fit and it's just cranking along, right? Now, on the stake percent, obviously the inverse of the 66% is the 34% that is currently, it's 32.7. I didn't get a chance to update the slide there, but it's 32.7% this week, currently down 4% from last week. But that's basically where people are hanging out. First in the Curve pool, or second in the SFrax ETH vault. Those are the two places to go right now. And as a reminder, for the 34% or 32.7% that's in the SFrax ETH vault, they are earning the aggregate native yield as if it was 100% of the ETH that's being in there. So they're earning an outsized return right now. But if you want to understand why there's this discrepancy, go into the Telegram chat and we can talk more about it there. But I just want to highlight here, we are at 24,000 Frax ETH. That is tremendous growth. And we had only started this maybe, a month and a half, give or take. So we're definitely onto something here. And as always, let's do a quick summary. For the Frax ETH, we have a peg that's down about 60 bips, not too bad. Curve swap, reflective of the peg, we're at 0.9939. Count, we're at 24,000. Let's see if we can break 30 by next week. And stake percent, we have 32.7% being staked right now. So everything is A-okay. Now
Looking
let's
green.
look at
green for Christmas.
This is the green. This is the green. So it's red and green, but this is the green. But I want to taper everybody's expectation because from here on out, it's red, like red. So, it's red and green in Christmas, but now we're going to have all the red. So we have an AMO holdings of an increase of 9.1%.
Oh, look, green, a little green.
a little green. You're right. I totally forgot that we have this little green, but I'm too distracted.
Just this one slide. Just this one slide.
I'm too distracted by the next slide, which kind of broke my heart when I saw it. But just recap here on the AMO holdings, the Curve AMO actually bounced up by almost 40 mil this past week. Like, these are wicked AMO moves for just like week to week here. We're seeing really, really drastic growth on both sides. Now, I don't know how to say this, but, this profitability is kind of why we have these AMO things. And I think for the very first month, we are actually at a loss of 460K. Yes, we are at a loss this year. And the data team over at the Flywheel has dug real deep into the profitability this week, and we figured out the exact bribe cost and everything. And we are indeed in the red this month. No profit November.
No profit November.
No profit November is upon us. But it's all right. We maybe have another day and a half left, so hopefully this loss won't be too bad. Maybe we'll clock in the mid 300s. I think that'll be.
I wonder what made this month different from other months.
I think it's the CRV and CVX rewards are just being declining for the past month straight. Like, it hasn't been any uptick at all. Like, CVX is at $4, right? And Curve at one point was at like 55 cents, or like, when the whole Avi situation. So yeah, it's not great. But again, We're going to be working on this. As I mentioned, the data team is working on this, and we're going to have like much more almost real time profitability for us to keep track of it in the future. So very, very excited for that. But let's move on to a summary now. We have the AMO holdings at 548 million. That is up 9% from last week. And on the profitability front, as I said, we have our first no profit November, and we
What are
are
the
down.
ramifications of this, you think?
Honestly, I mean, people who are now saying that Frax should focus on, like, shouldn't be so tied into Curve, finally could wave a flag and be like, look, you
Yeah.
lost money. So
Yeah.
that's
No, it gives that side of the Frax ecosystem ammo to say like,
yeah.
look, like you're not profitable. It's the bear market. Like, we should like rethink the strategy over, like reconsider it. I really wonder what how the team will respond to this, because it is really the corner piece of their strategy is the curve ammo. It's really been the crown jewel for the past year and a half, and you see it pay dividends like beyond this month. Honestly, like look at the the influence they have over the Frax ETH pool.
Yep.
That's huge. That would not happen if the team was just like selling their convex and curve every week. But
Yep.
like
Yep.
in the short term, it does raise some questions.
Yeah. I think if you zoom out, you always see the lifetime revenue that this Curve AMO has generated for us, and it's quite substantial, right?
Mhm.
Taking this one down month, don't get me wrong, let's be objective. This is clearly a flag to be raised and a conversation to be had, right? We got to talk about it to see, are we going to do this again next month? Do we need to taper down bribes? Like, what are some tactical solutions that we can implement here, right? For so that in December we can end the year with a positive month. So, but let's not forget the very advantageous position we are in because of all the curve and convex and influence we have over that flywheel. Like just a couple of slides ago, you saw Frax ETH at 24,000 minted Frax ETH. And I think getting adoption and integration into curve convex and etc. wouldn't have been so smooth if it weren't for Frax's influence over the ecosystem. So there's a lot to be uh, glad and thankful for, in my opinion, for the whole curve and convex ecosystem. But again, Mr. Dave, Mr. DeFi Dave, my favorite section of the Frax check is going to be next, and this is the liquidity check. And do you remember why I said that this week is beginning to look a lot like Fraxmas?
Yeah, because of a lot of red.
Yes, that is true. We are still at 66%. We have not gone
Uh,
up at all. We
well, at
actually
least it
went
stopped
up
going
a
down.
little bit. We were
Yeah,
65, now we're 66. So, I mean, I can't cry, but let me tell you what I could cry about. I could cry about the fact that the Frax 3CRV pool is now greater than the Frax base pool.
pain.
Like, and I just can't believe it. I'm like, why are people running back to die? Like, come on, guys. There's this great choice over
It's
here.
it's like a old girlfriend or boyfriend that that doesn't give anything to the relationship, but there's just something about them. You just keep running back.
The late night text.
Hey, you up?
Hey, hey, you
I
up?
got all this liquidity over here.
Let me LP you. I gotta LP you right now,
Come
please.
on, you want some stability? Come over here.
Oh man. Okay, okay. Well, all jokes aside, we are hanging on here. The frac space pool is still at 450 mil. Nothing to scoff at. A lot of deep liquidity there. Though I must warn everybody again, there is a basically 22 to 78 split right now to USDC and Frax that needs to be rectified. So expect the base pool to decrease even more. Yeah, just expect that to decrease even more until the Frax team kind of get back in there and recrank up the flywheel for the base pool.
I wonder,
And
like, what. I was gonna
mhm,
say, I wonder, like, the ramifications of this because I have a question for you. Do you think more meta pools are going to be added in the future, especially with Curve USD coming out?
dude, I really was hoping
Because they
maybe
added
that
one
might.
already. They added one already. that opens the door to like, oh, maybe they'll add like another one, or like, you know.
I think the better question is not how many base pools there becomes. It becomes how many meta pools is paired to the base pool. I
Oh, that's
think
true.
that's the larger question. Is like how much liquidity is embedded across the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Um,
And I wonder,
but
like, the thing with like the three pool and like the new risks associated with DAI, both there's like two main risks I see with DAI. Like one, which is the long tail, is depegging from the dollar, which would be a disaster. Like I remember
mhm,
at DevCon, like that was like something that my friend Curve Risk Assessments was actually strongly considering. And the second thing, would be, I guess, what are like Curve's risk? I mean, Dai's risk off chain as they pursue more risky real world assets.
RWAs, yeah.
Yeah, hard like RWAs. Like, what does that mean for Dai and its feasibility and in the future? Like, I'm sure, I think it'll be fine, but like
Mhm.
things to consider.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I checked earlier today, and I was surprised that Dai is like still at like 5 billion ish, give or take, and Frax is like in the one point something low billions. I'm like,
See, the
wow,
PSM actually like is a pretty good module. I mean, for all the risks,
it
like pretty,
works. It
it
works.
works. It
It
works
works.
really
Can't say
well. It
anything.
works.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to them. It works really well. Does the
Yep.
job, and they
Yeah,
still
it
have.
really
They've been
does.
around since 2017. They have the brand name within the ETH community, the crypto community. Like everyone knows Dai. Like people hate against Dai, but like everyone knows against them. Everybody
That's
knows them
true.
still.
That's
Yeah.
true because Frax technically started in 2020, right? So
Hmm.
Frax still needs another 3 years to kind of catch up to where Maker is in terms of
Yeah.
like years in it since inception.
Yeah,
So
and I think it's a good thing they're going different directions. You heard Sam last week with the whole Fed uh,
FMA.
dreams and FMA aspirations, and then you have Dai pursuing more commercial banking aspirations.
I mean, trust me, both of us like we live on chain. We're DeFi folks, and we like seeing this experimentation. As much flack as we give Dai, like we like seeing this type of experimentation going on, this type of innovation, because we do need a decentralized stablecoin. That's
We need
without a
multiple.
doubt.
We need
We
multiple
need
stable.
multiple. We need multiple. So please, like, keep on experimenting. All love here. And speaking of all love, we're gonna take a look at our meta pool because you know why? Because love hurts, and we are down again on the meta pool at 38 million for TVL of the stables. That is another 13% down for this week. And Dave, we retraced 13 weeks of momentum. 13 weeks of gain has been swept away in the course of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 weeks. Just whew, all gone. We touched this one time, 9 figures, and then we're down to 38.
Okay,
Pain, pain.
pain, pain.
But like always, any project out there looking to get into the meta pool, please join our Telegram chat at Flywheel Pod, and we'll get to talking and see if we can assist you guys. All right, we we got to get this TVL back on up. So, oh, quick reminder also, a meta pool could be paired with non-stable pairs, and we actually saw a 10% increase in the non-stables this week. Very surprising, Dave. It went from like 11.9 to like 12.9. So 10% ish gain. Pretty solid. But
Honestly, it's a
overall,
pretty. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, continue.
I just want to say overall, we're still down 7.5%. We're at 50 mil TVL for the meta pool, but not bad.
Honestly, uh, for the non-stables pairing with the Frax space pool, it's a great deal. Like you go and incentivize liquidity, they'll match it based on the Frax space pool share, and
Hmm.
you know what? Everybody kind of wins.
Yeah.
And you saw Badger wake up to that, and I think a few weeks ago they had a pretty big bribe on Hidden Hand that
Hmm.
had like ridiculous APY. I'm just like, what? And so,
Yeah, dude.
I think a more like non-stable pairs will wake up to that, and I wouldn't be surprised if like that number goes up higher and higher, and then like who knows, maybe it will match stables. We'll see.
Dude, I honestly can't wait to like. I mean, everyone knows that you put stables against a non-stable, the IL just gets a little nasty. But if you put stables against ETH, I'm sorry, if you put non-stables against ETH pair, if we have a Frax ETH base pool, like that becomes a little bit more attractive,
Or like a
to kind
fra
of weather
oh
this bear market.
oh a Frax ETH base pool.
Yes, a Frax ETH base pool. I think that could be
Uh,
very interesting.
yeah, I mean, like there is that on Balancer now. I mean, there's
Hmm.
like the tri yield bearing
Yeah, yeah,
ETH
yeah.
pool, which has been gaining steam. So,
Exactly.
I wonder if like that's been. I'm sure that would be an issue raised in the curve governance at some point. We should keep an eye on that.
I think it's all about deep liquidity, how deep we can get the Frax ETH pool. It's like baby steps, right? You first have a regular pool and then you become a based pool, right? So it's always a journey. But quick note, quick summary, I mean, we're gonna take a look at the Frax base pool TVL of 455 million. We are 66% of the three pool paying. And the meta pool, we are of 38 millions in stables TVL, and we are at 50.9 million across all TVLs. And the reason why we do this, Dave, is so that we could increase one number, and that number is the Frax supply. And we want that thing as big as possible. And this week, we're down bad. 13% down, actually. We're
Oh
barely
no,
above a billion now.
no,
we're we're about to be relegated back to 9 digits. Like this.
no
Yeah,
pain.
we're this
There's
this
the
is
red,
this is the most reddest red. This is like the reddest red.
and
Like
it's not
literally,
jolly
yeah.
this time.
Oh
No.
no, this is not jolly, nor holy,
Oh,
nor merry. No, this is pain. And
yeah.
I think seeing like the Frax supply at 9 digits, oh, that's not gonna be good vibes at all to see it at 9 digits. But I'm afraid they still have to take away like a couple hundred mil from the Frax base pool to balance it, unless people are dumping
Uh,
in USDC to kind of bring that back up. Like
it
I,
seems like
I
people are just
expect more
getting.
pain.
Yeah, I feel like people are just getting out of stables altogether because you look at the macro trends.
Yeah,
Get those fucking treasury yields are super high right now. Like everyone's getting out of crypto, and if they are in crypto, they're going to ETH to get the ETH
yeah,
staking yields.
yeah,
Like that
yeah,
is the most attractive thing on chain right now.
yeah.
And then like if you want something stable, if you have access to treasuries, might as well go to treasuries.
Yep, exactly correct. Exactly correct. But I'm going to switch lanes real quick and hand it over to you, my friend, to talk about some governance roundup.
Well, you forgot the bonus round of Cloud Check because Sam just made the Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh, I
You
did
see
not.
that?
No, I did
Yeah.
not see that.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Sam he's on the list alongside Hayden Adams, a few other people too. The dude from Avalanche, Kevin. Um, also
Wow.
my friend Ria. Shout out Ria from Castle Rock. No, is it Castle? I don't know. Fuck. I'm sorry. But because I always get confused between like the VC firm and like the Game of Thrones thing.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
But anyways, Sam made it Forbes 30 under 30 for Frax.
Congrats,
29.
Sam. Cheers.
Yeah, congrats, Sam. We'll give him a round of applause. Been a long
Cheers.
time
Thumbs
coming,
up. Thumbs
honestly.
up. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
a little bit to celebrate this holiday season. But, um, we keep building, we keep having our heads down. And this week in governance, this holiday season, the Frax team continues to ship. They keep on shipping as usual. We have four proposals that came to. We had three proposals that came to Snapshot, one new one. The three ones that came to Snapshot, which is Fraxlend AMO for FPI, FIP 137. This is to deploy 15 million Frax to the Fraxlend AMO for that pair. There was 34 million voted for it. Obviously, I'm not surprised there. 16,000 voted against. Next up is FIP 138. If Sam was here, he'd be real excited about this one. This is the Fraxlend AMO for the S-Frax ETH pair. This is to deploy 10 million Frax to this AMO. This is going to pass with 34 million for and 0.68 Frax against. Yes, that's 0.68 Frax by Odd1ST. So it looks like autist. And he like split the vote. He split it like 9-1. So, shoot, we appreciate the humor there, autist. Shout out to you. Next up, we got FIP 139. This is the Fraxlend AMO for CVX CRV Frax. And so this is to deploy 10 million Frax to that pool. This passed unanimously with 33 million Frax. 33 million votes for. And then finally, we have FIP 140, which is a deploy Frax Ferry to Phantom. The ferry is getting out the shipyard and onto all the other chains. And next up is Phantom. So all the Frax that is on in the Phantom universe, you'll find your home on ETH soon. And that was just proposed. And yeah, that's it for this week's governance roundup. With everything that's going on, it's good to know that the Frax team continues to ship, especially with Fraxland. I'm not sure if anybody sees it, but the CRV Fraxland pair is like 18%. So
Yes.
it's still 18%, and that's not Ponzi yield. That's real yield. That's that's real yield.
Real yield. No,
Yeah,
that's yeah, dude. I think Fraxland is gonna be a money printer, and I can't wait for Frax ETH to grow to the size where it can actually subsidize like real revenue. Right now, the Curve and Convex AMO is where all the profitability is coming from, but I hope to see them diversify their revenue stream soon.
Yeah, no, Frax ETH can have come sooner enough. Now, especially with S-Frax ETH now in Fraxland, I'm sure you're gonna see some looping, especially later on in this market as it matures and people get more comfortable with leverage again, hopefully responsibly. But we know we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely.
But I think like as long as Frax keeps the bribes high for the Frax ETH Curve pair, I don't see their growth slowing down. I mean, right now, Steve is at like 4 million ETH, and like I'm under my thesis is that I think 90% of ETH will eventually be staked. There's no reason for it not to be staked. You know what I mean? Even like after the unlock, like why wouldn't you stake it? It's just going to become, it's going to become common. So I think with that, I think you're going to have like Frax ETH probably become one of the more dominant ETH derivative of ETH stablecoins, quote unquote, in all of Ethereum. Especially maybe with all this WETH fund. WETH fund. The WETH fund. I know. I was talking, dude, and like Bloomberg actually reported seriously on it, but it was just really funny. This is how you know you're in a bear market when everyone's just like finds something like so dumb like that and just beats the joke to a pulp, and beats it to a pulp.
Actually believe it, and people actually start questioning it. It's like, oh my God,
I mean, to untrained eyes, like honestly, it's believable if you haven't been here long enough. But like, then again, it's kind of a IQ test. Well, not an IQ. It's kind of an awareness test of how long you've been around and like, do you understand how this shit works?
Yeah, for sure. And on that note, DeFi Dave, you want to sign us out?
Yes. Thank you everyone for watching this week's Frax Check. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get those notifications. You can follow us on Twitter at Flywheel Pod. Join our Telegram group, The Discussion, at Flywheel Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at DeFi Dave 22.
You can follow me at 0xcapital_K.
And we'll see you next week.
Peace.